Welcome back, everybody. In this video we're going to be unboxing the HappyRun G70 e-bike, and we'll go ahead and take it out of the box. We'll see how it's packed in there and get it set up, and we'll see how it does out on the road and on the woodland trails. Just got the top of the box opened up, and you can see everything's packed in here really nice and tight. There's nothing jarring around in here during shipment. Everything's got padding around it, so we'll go ahead and take everything out and start to get it set up. We got everything out of the box, and this is everything that's going to need to be assembled right here. So just wanted to give you guys an idea of what you get out of the box. So it's going to take a little bit of assembly, but once we're all set up, we'll show you the finished product here. So I've already put about 15 miles on the G70 electric dirt bike here, and I've been taking it off-road, on-road, through mud, through sand, through dirt. I've really been putting this thing to the test. So far, I'm super happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go over all the specs of this kind of step by step here. Right now on Amazon, this e-bike is listed for $1,399, and there's a 1-year warranty that you can get along with this e-bike. So first things first, let's go over the operation of the HappyRun G70 electric dirt bike. So first thing we're going to do is make sure that the battery is on the on position. Right here is where you charge the battery on this one, and then there's a battery, dual battery, one on the bottom as well. They're both 48 volt 38 amp hour batteries, and those two batteries power this 2000 watt peak motor right there. This motor is producing 110 newton meters of torque. So I really noticed that when you're going uphill or you're taking off from sitting still, you can kind of feel the power and the torque through that motor. These batteries have indication light right here that if you hit, you can see how charged the battery is that way. You can also remove these batteries with a key fob. Just by twisting that, the batteries come off the top and off the bottom. So let's go ahead and turn the e-bike on by hitting the start button, holding it down. Then you've got to take your NFC card and run it across the top of the screen. And then that unlocks the e-bike just like that. So some different things I want to mention right off the bat. On the screen, it looks like this screen is blinking, but that's just because it's shooting in a different frame rate than this LED screen is showing. So it's not blinking like it looks on the video right now. But you've got a sunshade right here that comes with this e-bike that helps kind of shade this screen so you can see it better. If it's like super sunny when you're riding it, the screen is pretty tough to see. This is the app that you can download, the Tank G70, and you can access all the settings through the app, and you can even access your location through GPS of where this e-bike is located. You've got a Shimano 7-shift transmission that is right there. You've got your back brake, your front brake. When I received this bike, these brakes are pretty loose. I had to tighten them up with these two bolts right here. And then to flip through the different modes, we're in pedal assist 5 right now. You just hit the start button and we're back at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is your most pedal assist. Over here you have your headlight, which shows an indication that the headlight's on. This headlight is extremely bright. It's 160 lumens. So at night, it really, brightens up out in front where you're riding. You've got a horn, which is super loud. And then you've got a left turning signal, which you can see right there. And it shows you the turning signal on the screen. And then you've got a right turning signal, which you'll see the indication that your right turning signal is on. That your turning signal is on. You gotta hit the button to turn them off. You see your brake light comes on in the back. And so while I was riding this e-bike, the top speed that I got on flat ground was between 33 and 36 miles an hour. If I had a slight downhill grade, I could get to 36, but for the most part, it really stuck at 33 on flat ground. Of course, if you're going down a hill, you could get up into 40 mile an hours, depending on how steep a grade you were going down. The brakes are super nice. They're pretty aggressive. You can stop on a dime with those brakes if you need to. So with both of these batteries fully charged, you can get up to 80 miles depending on how much of the pedal assist you're going to be using. This e-bike as a whole has a max weight capacity of 330 pounds. So this e-bike originally came with a removable rear seat, which I used the rear seat on it for quite a while, and I even took my nephews for rides on the e-bike using that rear seat. And that rear seat was nice because it actually, even when nobody was riding with you, it gave you more room to sit back on the e-bike. But with this one, I put the rear rack on it. So this rear rack holds up to 15 kilograms, which equates to about 34 pounds. And this will be handier for me and how I'm going to be using this e-bike. I'll be able to put a strap of backpack down there or any type of trail camera equipment or something like that when I'm out checking trail cameras or using this bike during hunting season. The e-bike as a whole weighs 128 pounds. That's with both batteries on. Now what's interesting is this battery, or this e-bike, never uses both batteries simultaneously. So if you look under here, there's actually a red button. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a red button right there that you click up, and when that's clicked up, you're using the top battery, and when it's clicked down, it's using the bottom battery. So the bike doesn't feed off both simultaneously. It only feeds off one at a time. So if you're going on a short ride and you want to lighten your load a little bit, you can actually remove one battery. One super nice thing about using the NFC card to unlock the e-bike is it's going to be really hard for anybody to steal this e-bike. Let's go ahead and shut it off, and I'll show you how easy it is just to take the NFC card and pop it on. So it makes it kind of more theft proof, so to speak. Tap to start, and then the other nice thing is you don't have a specific key that you have to stick in somewhere and turn it on, and then you have a key dangling or hanging that you might end up losing. The entire frame is made out of steel, very well built and heavy duty, so to speak. You have two advanced anti-slip aggressive tires on here. They have really aggressive tread for off-roading, and they're actually, not too bad for on-road too, especially if you're on a dirt road or something. They're puncture resistant, slip resistant, and they're 20 inches by 4 inches wide, and they have a full circle reflective, I don't know if that's a lining or what you would consider that, but reflective tape, I guess. So at night, if anybody's shining their light at you, both those tires reflect really bright. So with this bike, you have a dual suspension system. You have your two front fork suspensions that you can actually tighten or loosen depending on how much travel you want to have in that suspension. And then you have your seat suspension right there, and I'll hop on there and show you me bouncing up and down to show you how well that suspension works both in the front and under the seat, the seat shock absorber. It's got two hydraulic disc brakes, which I mentioned in the beginning of the video, right here, and the one in the front is over here. And like I said, when I first got the e-bike and set it up, I had to tighten those brakes up a little bit. And with this app, you can access that through Android or iPhone, and then you can get your GPS location of the bike, and you can access all the settings of the bike as well. And on here, you obviously can see your battery power, and that's connected strictly to the battery that you have on. So you can switch the battery to the lower one, and then that will show you your battery mount for the lower battery as well. I also wanted to mention, when I had this rear seat on here, we've got these foot pegs that are in place for whoever's riding in the back. Obviously right now I don't have the seat on here. I have the cargo rack on instead, but those foot pegs were perfect for when I was taking my nephews for a ride. Overall, super happy with this e-bike. This is an e-bike that I'm going to hold on to for sure and spend a lot of time riding throughout the fall to and from my tree stand locations. And it's just super handy to be able to hop on and go down the road with that battery life, and the speed too is really handy. It's got a lot of power and torque to get up steep grades. Definitely an e-bike that I would recommend. If you guys are interested in the HappyRun G70 e-bike, check out the link in the description. I'm going to show you guys some more footage of me riding it around to finish the video off, but I appreciate everybody watching. So I've got quite a few miles on this HappyRun e-bike now, and on flat terrain, it typically at full throttle will go 32 to 33 miles an hour. You know, that's with both batteries installed and me on it. So downhill it goes super fast. There's no end to how fast it can go. One thing that's kind of tough is the screen. You can't really, we've got this sunshade on it, but it's still kind of hard to see in the sunlight. It's got the right and left turning signal, which are super handy for turning. It's got the horn. It is an extremely smooth ride. I can't deny that. The suspension, the front fork suspension and the back suspension make for an awesome ride. I like the backrest on it right now because I can actually sit way back on it and use that for my own backrest. Braking's really smooth and nice. Overall, I'm super happy with this e-bike. I'd certainly recommend it to somebody that's looking for an on-road, off-road type e-bike. This is, I think, a great priced e-bike and pretty solid, well built.
Benny, how was your ride in the back? Was it smooth?
Yeah.
Was it comfortable?
Yeah.
Anything you would change?
Nope.
Perfect?
Yep.
All right.